Marriage. And then after that, we're going to continue the games, but we're going to have the 50-50 closeout. So this is last chance to buy the 50-50. By the way, the 50-50 is over $300 a winner. Okay? So now's your chance to get in. We'll move around the tables as we're going through this comments about images of marriage. Hey, Mary.
Hello, everyone. I was asked by a couple from our marriage ministry if I might come here tonight and talk a little bit. And I thought, well, since I am looking to develop comedy as kind of a pastime, other than my current one of walking into a room, standing there, and thinking, now I know I came in here for something. I'm not sure I'll do that. And being a member of the marriage ministry myself, I thought, what better opportunity to come and talk to you a little bit about quantum physics. But, sorry to disappoint you, I left those notes at home, so we'll just discuss the lighter side of marriage. For those of you who are a little saucy, and you know who you are, my kitty, I am not going to be dropping any naughty words tonight. I do all my cussing sitting in the back of my closet with a box of Thin Mints, the way God and the Girl Scouts intended. Mae West once described marriage as the trading of the adoration of many for the sarcasm of one. However, comedian Rita Rutner loves being married. She says it's so wonderful being married to that one special person that you can annoy for the rest of your life. I myself draw some marital relationship strength from a little prayer inspired by Jose Cuervo called, "Are you there, God? It's me, Margarita." Tequila. It's not just for breakfast anymore. My husband and I have been married for 28 years, and I like to joke that the reason we've made it this long is because we both just really hate to pack. But the truth is that to stay in long-term marriage, you need glue. And after 28 years of marriage, I still cannot work our TV remotes, and Doug still cannot cook. So really, incompetence is our glue. Yes, yay for incompetence, or is it the chair? And incompetence and compromise. Compromise such as when a morning person is married to someone who is a slow riser, sometimes it becomes necessary to enact a no whistling before 8 a.m. rule. I have a little bit of seven dwarf syndrome. I go to bed sleepy. I wake up grumpy. By my second cup of coffee, I'm somewhat happy. And by noon, I'm Doc. I got an answer for everything. Just ask me. Now, some of the conflicts in marriage are almost cliche because they seem to be universal through so many couples. And I bet that if I have you take a wild guess, you can think of one of those areas that a lot of couples argue about. Right, toilet paper. The toilet paper. Now, in our house, it's never about the ply or about whether to put it so the paper comes over the top versus the bottom. It's just that you never, ever leave the other person in a situation where they have to do the awkward waddle to the cabinet to retrieve another roll. I have a friend who got so annoyed with it that she put a note in the bathroom saying, "Changing the roll of toilet paper has never caused a death." Later on, she went in there and her husband had scribbled, "Yeah, but why risk it?" Another difference in how men and women think is perception. Men and women can be at the same situation and their takeaway is completely different. They will each relay it a little differently. I'll give you a little example. Husband's driving down the street, he sees his friend Jack. He waves Jack, but Jack doesn't wave back. Husband thinks, Jack didn't wave back. Must not have seen me. We don't have Arby's for lunch. Wife's driving down the street and sees her friend Diane. She waves to Diane, but Diane doesn't wave back. She thinks, Diane didn't wave back. Is she mad at me? Did I offend her when I said I couldn't eat her chicken salad because I'm now vegan? Come to think of it, she didn't invite me to her home demonstration on 99 ways to repurpose old Cool Whip containers. I wonder what on earth I could have done. Now, personally, if you don't invite me to your home demonstration on 99 ways to repurpose your Cool Whip containers, I say, thank you. And for those of you, yes, those of you John Rowan fans, that was a little ditty about Jack and Diane. And another difference in husband and wife, it has to do with illnesses. And I'm willing to bet that a lot of you husbands think that you're just simply not allowed to be sick. It's just not allowed. And it's not that we don't understand that, yes, occasionally you will get sick. It's just that, well, it annoys us. Especially when we have young children to take care of. Now, when I was on my maternity leave after having my second child, my husband and our 2-year-old both came down with chickenpox. Just had to trump me, didn't you? So he was miserably sick. However, that did not stop me from taking a crack at him. He would get a phone call and I would say, I'm sorry, he can't come to the phone. He has the pox. And another time when my husband was greatly needing my Florence Nightingale skills, I've told this story a few times. It's become known as the cortisone shot story. We had gone snowboarding, and my husband had taken a hard fall on snow, and his hip had bothered him for a long time before he finally went to the doctor. And while he's at the doctor, I get a call. Mrs. Foland, we are so sorry, but your husband nearly fainted after his cortisone shot. We don't feel it's safe for him to drive. Can you come get him? I once drove myself to my own CAT scan. But sure, I'll come get him. Happy to. I get there and the entire office is in coddling mode as though he is being tended to by a flock of Carrie Underwoods. Such sweetness, such concern. So I have to put my annoyance on the shelf and I kick it into gear. Oh, I know. You don't like needles, do you? I remember. I know when I had my epidural and my needle was like this long. Yeah, and yours was like this. Yeah, so sure, it's tough. Mrs. Foland, can we help you get him to the car? Oh, no, I got it from here. Thank you so much. We leave, we're in the parking lot, and I look back, and it is like some weird version of Grey's Anatomy meets The Sound of Music. All of them in their scrubs. Goodbye! Fare thee well, dear sweet man. Take good care of him, Mrs. Foland. Now, my husband, in all honesty, he felt so bad that he wrote me a poem to make up for me having to come and retrieve him from a simple needle injection. And he's not exactly a poet, and it is highly personal, but I thought I might share it with you. Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? There's more of it. I was so happy I just wanted to throw my hat in the air. But I do think there is a very sweet story that tells us what it does take to survive a long marriage. And it comes from a woman nearing her death. It's the story of Margaret and Walter. And Margaret had a suitcase which she had kept locked in her closet all throughout their marriage. Never once did Walter ask what was in that suitcase. As they neared their 65th anniversary, Margaret became very ill and bedridden. She told Walter one day, "It's time to fetch the suitcase." He brought it to her, laid it gently on the bed as she opened it. Inside, there were 2 rag dolls and over $80,000 in cash. And Walter said, "I'm confused. What does this mean?" And she said, on our wedding day, my mother told me, every time you're mad at Walter, so mad that you could throw a fit, thread a needle, and make a rag doll. And Walter got a lump in his throat. He thought of all the times he had been so aggravating and stubborn, and yet there were only 2 dolls in the suitcase. He wiped the tears from his eyes and he said, but what about the money? And Margaret said with her sweet smile, Walter, that's the money I made from selling dolls. Thank you.
We're going to crank up the dance machine again. I do want to tell you in a little while we're going to do something really fun. At least it's been fun for me to watch. It's called Limbo! So loosen up, guys. And right now, we're about ready to pull the 50-50. I think Tommy's going to make one more round and then pull the 50-50.